This is one of the world's most astonishing ancient sites. It's a marvel that we've inherited from antiquity. The bridge construction was generally done without the use of mortar or clamps. The stones were cut so perfectly that they were held together by gravity and friction. And this was a typical Roman technique. The other similar kind of huge aqueduct is found in Segovia, Spain, and there too it's just held together with friction and gravity. Paradoxically, a huge stone structure like this that's held together by friction and gravity can better withstand an earthquake than if it relied on mortar to hold it together. It's a huge structure with an enormous volume of stone. It's a local limestone that was quarried from just about a quarter mile away from the bridge itself. The aqueduct bridge, of course, is part of a longer canal that stretched about 50 kilometers. That's about 30 miles. The bridge itself is 350 meters long, so it's really a small fraction of the total length of this long aqueduct bringing water in from the distant countryside into Nimes. But the Pont du Gard is certainly the centerpiece, the masterpiece of the entire long canal. Curiously, the water source in a spring and the city of Nimes are only 12 miles apart, but the aqueduct is 31 miles because it takes a winding course to match the contours of the landscape. It has to go around some foothills, so rather than going straight, it goes 3 times longer than the actual distance. Just imagine the perfection of engineering that went into creating this long canal. The actual descent in height is only 56 feet over that entire length, just over 30 miles long. So that's a gradient, they say, of only 1 in 3,000, enough to keep the water flowing at the right speed. You don't want the water to flow too fast. It'll wear away the structure, and you don't want it to go too slowly because then it stagnates. So they figured it out just perfectly. Remarkable precision from those ancient Roman engineers. You might wonder, how could they ever lift the stones so high up from the valley bottom 150 feet high in the air? And these are very big rocks. Well, not much of a problem for those ancient Roman engineers. They were very good with block and tackle, with pulleys and ropes and gears and wheels. They understood the principles of engineering construction very well. That's how they were able to build so many monuments throughout their empire. It's estimated the aqueduct carried about 44 million gallons of water a day into the town of Nimes, which was probably way more water than they needed in typical ostentatious Roman style. And that would be to supply water to their fountains and their baths and the homes of the upper class. Nimes was a great Roman center. In particular, it was a retirement area for the very successful soldiers and the generals from ancient Roman armies. After the collapse of the Roman Empire, the aqueduct was no longer carrying water over its 31-mile length, and yet the bridge remained, and one of the reasons why is it was an actual bridge across this valley, and it was used as a toll bridge. Perhaps it was best described by the writer Henry James, who visited the Pont du Gard in 1884 and commented, "The hugeness, the solidity, the unexpectedness, the monumental rectitude of the whole thing leave you nothing to say and make you stand gazing. You simply feel that it is noble and perfect, that it has the quality of greatness."